Why do the David Allen thing? How about for the Zen-like experience of mind like water, where new inputs come into life just as a pebble ripples into the water, which quickly returns to its normal state. Really master this and you will be in control, totally relaxed, focused, inspired. And you want to create a system to get going and maintain this in the moment sense of peace and happiness? Stuff. Things of interest and concern that have our attention and focus or need clarification about commitment and tracking. Think about that for a moment. Stuff. You might want to do a brain dump. If you have a piece of paper, then write down any kind of stuff, thoughts, open loops, creative ideas, and projects that have your attention. Whenever you have stuff, you put it in your inbox and then you process it. For every piece of stuff, you want to ask these questions. What is it? What is the next physical action you can do with that? And what list do you want to use to track it? This could be a computerized list or paper. You'll likely have multiple lists for different contexts in your life, different places you do work. And you likely do work in more places than you think. If you imagine work as all the things you do in your life's role, parenting is work, taking care of the house is work, a day job is obviously work, and so is running errands. Other desirable projects like hobbies should be considered work. Work, a place you convert stuff into things getting done, complete and sitting in their happy resting place. In processing, you also want to decide if it's a multi-step project or is it something you can do in a single location in a short period of time without changing context. If not, then it's a project. Likely your concept of what constitutes a project will morph slightly if you get into the art of stress-free productivity. Whatever it is, you should define a successful outcome. You want to organize the Do GTD. You'll create a number of primary action lists such as folders for projects, a calendar, which should be used strictly for time-specific actions. You want a list for errands. This is definitely one area that a lot of people lose control of. Have a list that travels with you so you can elegantly accept input in any context. Develop a list for next actions. These are the things you really should be working on as soon as possible. Keep a list of waiting fors, things that have been delegated to other people and you can't move on until you get feedback from another source. Create non-action repositories, such as Someday Maybe and reference material. Someday Maybe list is much like the bucket list of movie fame, things you want to do before you kick the bucket. You'll want lists for more trivial things as well. It is mind-easing to write down an idea on a list you commit to review periodically to see if you may want to do that soon. Streamline your reference systems, such as email, files, and paper, so you can file anything in under 30 seconds. Also separate action items from reference. There should be no gotchas, should have done that, buried in your reference. They all should be on a list you commit to review. Also, have trash and recycling between the inbox and reference files. Delete is my favorite key. Organizational magic is David Allen's gift to the universe. And as this production is meant to be a brief introduction, please check out his stuff, as my time here is short. 3 things are needed to make this work. 1, a capture device. 2, a system you trust for all the context in your life. 3, doing a weekly review. Capture must be ubiquitous, everywhere. Find a notepad and a small pen that's in your pocket. You likely have a system you trust for much of your life. Improve that over the coming weeks until it eventually covers all the context of your life. The weekly review is the real commitment. This is where GTD creates the magic. If you do this almost every week, gather all your stuff, process it, think about your system overall, update your lists, and think about where you really are in life, you get clean, clear, and current, and you then truly know that everything you could possibly be doing is in a system you trust and will be looked at in the appropriate context at the appropriate time. It is incredibly exciting when you complete your weekly review, although at first they'll probably be a little overwhelming because your system is not likely to cover 100% of the contexts within your life. Of course, getting things done wouldn't be useful without actually doing. Once you have all your actions and list organized, doing comes naturally, as you should instinctively pick the right thing to do from the short list you've curated for your current context. You'll be attracted to the positive actions that move you to your life's purpose. You look at these lists in the right context, you see what you can do, where you are, and you have a sense of how much time you have available. You just naturally choose the right actions based on the resources you have, the priorities you feel, and do what is most important for the time and place you are now in. Mind like water. So to summarize, create a system that gets all the stuff out of your head. Do a weekly review and find a capture device. Doing these 3 things will really make an unbelievable difference. Peace.